Welcome back. We're continuing our exploration into the fascinating life of Jesus Christ, focusing on evidence beyond the Bible. Today we unravel the writings of Roman historian Tacitus. Tacitus was a Roman historian born in 56 AD. He is considered one of the greatest Roman historians, and his works, particularly the Annals and Histories, are valuable sources of information about the Roman Empire during the 1st century AD. Tacitus's writings refer to Jesus, a Christus, who was executed by Pontius Pilate during the reign of Tiberius. It is especially important to note that in this time period the name Jesus, or rather its Hebrew equivalent Yeshua, was a common name in the 1st century, particularly in Judea. But it was derived from the Hebrew verb meaning to rescue or to deliver. However, Christ was not a name in the 1st century. It was a title. It is the English translation of the Greek word Christos, which itself is a translation of the Hebrew word Mashiach, meaning anointed one. People in the 1st century wouldn't have addressed Jesus as Jesus Christ. They would have called him Yeshua, or Yeshua bar Yosef, meaning Jesus, son of Joseph. Christ was a title used to describe Jesus' role as the Messiah, the anointed one sent by God to save humanity. Here is a more detailed description of Tacitus's reference to Jesus. In his Annals, Book 15, Chapter 44, Tacitus writes, "But neither human help, nor the emperor's munificence, nor all the atonements which could be devised by human ingenuity, availed to relieve Nero from the infamy of being believed to be the author of the conflagration." The fire had begun in the circus, and as the buildings there were chiefly of wood and closely crowded together, the flames spread with immense rapidity, driven on by the wind. Nor were the efforts of men of any avail. So vast was the conflagration, and so persistently did it rage, as if in defiance. At last, however, it was stayed, after it had laid in ruins a great part of the palace, the circus, and the city. But all these disasters, though they had happened by chance, were attributed to Nero's cruelty, and for this reason a most bitter mockery was raised against him. He had the reputation of being an enemy to the gods, and a despiser of all sacred things, and so this public calamity was thought to be a judgment upon him. To dispel this imputation, he alleged that the Christians were the authors of the fire, and visited them with the most exquisite tortures. This sect, which had its origin in Judea, had at this time become very numerous in Rome. Their founder, a man named Christus, had been put to death by Pontius Pilate, procurator of Judea, in the reign of Tiberius. But the baneful superstition, thus checked for the moment, broke out afresh, not only in Judea, the source of the evil, but even in Rome, the common sink into which all the abominations and villainies of the world drain themselves together. Accordingly, first those were seized who confessed themselves Christians. Then, on their information, vast numbers were convicted, not so much on the charge of burning the city, as of hatred against the human race. Subscribe to Koffee with Kori, and hit that like button to stay connected as we continue exploring the captivating life and legacy of Jesus Christ.